Hey there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. Today is a full-length practice. If you have got a block, please have it with you. We'll make a start straight away. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position, and so option to sit on your block if you would like to. So whenever you sit up on the block, it just helps to elevate the hips and then the knees can drop down and it helps to lengthen up through the spine. So making yourself feel comfortable and settling into your seat. When you're ready, closing down the eyes. Just letting the hands rest somewhere on the thighs. Feeling those points of contact into the block or into the mat. Noticing the temperature of the room. Starting to picture the length of the spine all the way from the base, the tailbone, the sacrum, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, and the neck. Imagine the energy continuing up and out through the crown of the head as the shoulders drop away from the ears and hips, just gently grounding down. Allowing the face to soften, eyelids relax, jaw softens. Just maybe feeling that softening down through the front of the throat, across the shoulders, down the arms, into the hands and into the fingers. Starting to bring the attention to your breathing, so breathing in and out through the nose. Starting to lengthen out the breath. We're going to engage with ujjayi breathing for the first couple of minutes here. So ujjayi means that deep yogic breath, it's that oceanic breathing. So slight constriction at the back of the throat as you inhale and as you exhale. We'll count in for 4 and exhale for 6. And just to begin, let's take an inhale through the nose and then exhale out through the mouth. And then let's start in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing on your own. You might be able to take that exhale up to an 8 or alternatively drop it down to a 4. Just doing what's right for you today. This last couple of rounds here. With your last inhale, go all the way to the top. And as you exhale, exhale out through the mouth. Just coming back to breathing in and out through the nose. Just letting go of that ujjayi breath for a moment. And then starting to gently blink open the eyes. And coming off the block if you're on one. Just popping it off to the side, popping it up somewhere near the top of your mat so you can grab it later. And then let's start, we'll keep staying in our cross-legged position, but we'll bring our right leg in front to begin with. Hands by your side, take an inhale to lengthen up through both sides of the waist. And then as you exhale, start to walk the hands forward, reach the sitting bones back. You might stay on the fingertips to stay nice and active, lengthening out through both sides of the body. Press the sitting bones back as you reach the sternum forward. You can come back to that ujjayi breathing. Just whenever you can throughout the practice, let's come back and hold onto that oceanic breath. And then walking the hands back up, taking that right hand away, taking the left arm up and over, dropping that underneath shoulder down, pressing down through that left sitting bone, maybe turning the head to look up towards the ceiling. Opening up through that left side body. And then taking an inhale, coming back up. Let's take a twist to the right, back of the left hand onto the thigh, right hand behind you. Both sitting bones stay pressing down, particularly that left one. Don't be too worried about turning the head too far. So think about the twist happening in that upper body, that thoracic spine. Left side of the body turning towards the right. Take one more big inhale, lengthen up. As you exhale, see if there's any more space. And then inhale, coming back to center. Let's swap the legs around. Taking your left leg in front. Taking an inhale, lengthen up. And then exhale, start to walk the hands forward. Staying on the fingertips if that feels okay for you. Reaching that sternum forward. And then walking your hands back up. Taking that left hand away from the hip, right arm up and over, dropping that underneath shoulder down, pressing down through that right sitting bone, maybe turning the eyes to look up towards the ceiling. Opening up through that right side body now. And then taking an inhale to come back up. Twisting to the left, taking the back of the right hand onto the thigh, left hand back behind you, both sitting bones stay down, nice and tall through the spine, and remembering not to over twist the neck here. So you might turn the head a little bit, but just try to keep the neck relaxed. Tips the shoulders drawing away from the ears. Taking one more big inhale, grow out through both sides of the waist, and then exhale, turn a little bit more if you can. And then inhale, come back to center. Extend the legs out long in front of you. I'm just going to turn this way. And so in your Dhanurasana position, you could just walk out a little bit, come right up onto the sitting bones, so nice and tall through the spine. With your two fingers here, hold onto your big toe. If that's not possible, just hold behind the thigh, behind the calf or the ankle. We're going to use this left hand by your side. Draw that right knee in towards the armpit. Like a bow and arrow, we're going to let that leg swing forward, let the upper body relax. Draw that right knee in, take an inhale, exhale, let that leg go forward and let the upper body relax. And again, knee comes in and let it relax. Inhale, draw it in, and then exhale to relax. And again, inhaling and exhale. Keep lengthening up through the lower back as you draw that right knee in towards the armpit. So really opening up through the hip joint here. And we'll just go a couple more times. Try to be really relaxed with the upper body as you let yourself go forward. Last one, let's just relax down for a couple of breaths. You can let the legs be relaxed, arms just down by your legs. And then coming back up, and let's go to the other side. So right hand is by your side. Take hold of the left big toe, draw that left knee, lift up through the lower back, and then letting it go forward. So inhale, draw the knee in, the leg pushes the torso forward. Bring the knee in, and then the leg goes forward, which brings the torso forward. So staying connected to your breathing. Just taking this as slow as feels right for you. So if it feels good to just let it move through a little bit more fluidly, then feel free to go for that as well. We'll just go 2 more like this. And then this is the last one. Once again, let's relax over the legs for a couple of breaths. And then inhale, coming back up. Bend the knees, feet hip distance apart, hands about forearms distance behind you, pointing forward. Lifting up into your tabletop position here. So press down through the feet, especially the base of the big toe. You might feel comfortable enough to let that head relax back. Take an inhale, bring the head back up, drop the hips back down. Extend the legs forward, flexing through the feet, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep the hands down alongside the legs, about a forearm's distance behind you. Bend the knees, feet hip distance apart, lifting up into your tabletop. Inhaling, maybe let the head relax back. Bring the head back up and exhale, drop the hips back down. Extending the legs forward, flex the feet. Inhale, just one more time, we're going to hold. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep the hands back, forearms distance behind you, bend the knees. Lifting the hips up, and this time we are going to hold it here for a couple of breaths. Try to lift the hips up. If it's okay, relaxing the head back. Keep trying to lift the sternum up, lift the hips up, keep breathing for 3, for 2. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring the head back up, drop the hips back down, extend the legs out long, reach the arms up, inhaling. Exhale, folding down. And you can take a very relaxed forward fold again, or you might be able to hold onto your ankles or your feet. We won't hold this one for too long, just a couple of breaths. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And then taking an inhale, coming back up. Crossing the legs, make your way into your tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Releasing the belly down, shoulders away from the ears, lifting the eyes. Inhale, as you exhale, tuck the toes under, press the middle part of the spine up towards the ceiling, draw the belly button in. And again, release the toes, release the belly. Inhale, exhale, tuck the toes under, C-curve through the spine, tuck the chin in. Just one more time. Inhaling, and then exhale, C-curve the spine. And releasing back into your neutral spine. And then let's make our way into down facing dog. Spreading into the palms of the hands. Pressing down to the knuckles of each finger. Steady gaze with the eyes. Finding that ujjayi breathing. Let's take an inhale, lift the heels up. As you exhale, bring both heels over to the right hand side of the mat, pressing down through the outside of the left foot, inside of the right foot. So we're opening up that left side body, pressing to that left hand, draw that left hip away from the left hand. Inhale, come through the balls of the feet through the center, and then heels over to the left. This time pressing down through the outside of the right, inside of the left, pressing into that right hand and draw that right hip bone away from that right hand. And then inhale through center, once again to the right. And then inhale through center over to the left. That was the last time. And then come back to center. Let's take one more breath in your down facing dog. And then starting to look forward towards the hands, walking the feet forward, all the way forward into your Uttanasana at the top. Soften through the knees here. And then you could just hold here, elbows or forearms, or interlace the fingers at the base of the head. So no need to
put any more pressure or pull the head down. So letting the weight of those hands and arms lengthen out the spine and the neck. Try to relax the head. And releasing those hands down. Soften through the knees. Take a spine roll to come all the way up to standing. Sweeping the arms out to the side. Press down through the feet. Hands come together. And bring the hands down into your prayer position in front of the chest. And then let's bring the feet together side by side, unless it's more comfortable to have them apart. Just for a few breaths, let's close down the eyes. Feeling the weight drop down into the feet. That little small dance of weight shifting from side to side, forward and back. Tailbone dropping down, crown of the head lifting up. And then let's open up the eyes, release the arms down by your side. Tadasana, press down through the feet, reach the arms up, take an inhale, looking to the thumbs, and then exhale, forward fold into your Uttanasana. Feeling free to bend the knees here as much as you need to. Release those hands down, relax the head. Take an inhale, hands can stay flat or onto the fingertips or come to the shins. Do what works for you. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, step back into your plank position. Crown of the head reaching forward. Back to legs pressing up towards the ceiling without lifting the hips up. We'll take modified Chaturanga for this first one. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop down to the knees. Release the toes down. Bend those elbows and lower yourself all the way down. Your feet can stay hip distance apart. Draw those hands back. Coming into your baby Cobra. Just for this first one, pressing down through the tops of the feet. Just making sure you can lift your hands off here. And you can put a little bit of weight onto your hands, just about 20%. Take one more inhale. Exhale, back through your tabletop position into down facing dog. And let's take 3 full breaths in our down dog here. Let the gaze be steady in between the feet. Think about sealing down through the palms of the hands, then drawing the energy all the way up into the armpits and all the way into the hips. So long through both sides of the waist. Soften through the knees. Look forward towards the hands. You can step or hop forward. Take an inhale into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press down through the feet. Inhale, coming back up to standing. Palms of hands come together. And then exhale, folding forward. Uttanasana. Relax the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. You can step or you could hop back into your plank position, your choice. Taking an inhale here. Option to keep the knees off now. We're going to go straight to our Chaturanga. Shift the weight slightly forward. Eyes slightly forward. Press the backs of the legs up towards the ceiling. Roll over through the feet. Come into your up facing dog. And let's just take a couple of breaths here in our first up facing dog. Draw the quadriceps up. Sharp through the inner feet. Lifting through the front of the belly. Maybe your eyes start to lift. Engage with the belly to roll back over the toes, back into down facing dog. Steady gaze through the eyes. Gather the breath. Come forward into your plank position. Inhale. We're going to lower slowly down over a count of 3. You can pop your knees down, elbows bend back for 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Tops of feet reach, press down. Bring the legs together and then take the arms down by your side. Lifting up into your Shalabhasana. So lifting the legs up, lifting the arms off, reach the fingertips back. Crown of the head is reaching forward and slightly up. Keep pressing the backs of thighs up towards the ceiling. And find the breath. Take one more inhale, lift up a little bit higher. And then exhale, release it down. One palm on top of the other. Rest the forehead down. Let the heels fall away from one another. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Letting the shoulders relax. Coming up onto the forearms for a moment, and then taking that left forearm, pointing it towards the right side, going for half Bakasana. Bring that right foot in, reaching back, holding the inside of that right ankle, and then option here to just kick that shin back, lift, going for a little bit more of an upper back bend, or otherwise bringing the foot a little bit closer in towards the bottom. You might be able to swivel the fingers to point forward towards the top of the mat, so that right elbow is pointing up towards the ceiling. Holding it here, pressing down into that left forearm. And then gently releasing that foot down. We'll go straight to the other side. Right forearm down, reaching back, holding the inside of that left ankle, and then either kicking a little bit further back or bringing the foot in towards the bottom, trying to bring that foot as close in as you can, and then swiveling the fingers forward if that's available for you. Pressing down to that right forearm as you reach that left foot towards the bottom. And then gently release that foot down. Hands by your ribs, up facing dog. Coming up, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift through the belly, back into down facing dog. One breath here. Inhale to come forward into your plank position. Lowering for 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Going for Dhanurasana, bringing the feet in towards the bottom. Knees hip distance apart or just slightly wider. Try to keep the feet in line with the knees, holding down towards the tops of the ankles. When you're ready, kicking the knees up, kick the shin bones back, lifting the knees up, lifting the chest, lifting the eyes if you can. Two more full breaths. Keep kicking back, stay on the soft part of the belly. Take one more inhale, and then exhale. Release it down, release the feet down. One hand on top of the other, rest the head down. So let everything relax. And release those hands. Bring the hands by the ribs, coming into your up facing dog once again. So lifting up, inhale, exhale, down facing dog. One breath in your down dog. Soften through the knees, look forward towards the hands. You can either just step the knees forward or you could hop your knees forward in between the hands. Sit to one side, extend the legs forward and just come down onto your back. Let's take a few moments down on our back. You could close down your eyes, letting the tips of the shoulders relax back. And then from here, cross the legs over, right leg over the left, hips slightly over to the right. You might be able to tuck that right foot underneath the left calf, dropping the knees over to the left side, extending that right arm open to the side, turning the head to look over to the right. Just feeling free to close the eyes. And then inhale the legs back up through center. Uncross the legs. Let's shift the hips slightly over to the left, crossing that left leg over, maybe wrapping that left foot underneath the left calf, and then lifting the feet off to drop the knees over to the right, extending that left arm out to the side. And you can use the weight of that right hand just on the outside of the left thigh if that feels good, or just let the arm be relaxed. Just noticing if there's any unnecessary effort that you can let go of here. A sense of softening and letting go. And then let's inhale, bring the legs back up through center, uncross the legs, hips back towards the middle. Bring the knees in towards the chest. It might be enough for you to just squeeze your knees in. Second option is to just go for your happy baby, pressing the back of the pelvis down, shoulders relaxing down. Last option is to hold both big toes with the first two fingers and then start to straighten both legs, reaching the heels up, draw the shoulder heads down as you bring the legs in towards you. So as if you're in your Paschimottanasana, your forward fold, but you're down on your back. Keep pressing the back of the pelvis down, reach those heels to straighten the legs as much as you can. Take one more full breath. Stay for the exhale. And then soften through the knees, everyone. And then let's extend the legs out long. Just coming into your Shavasana. Make yourself feel comfortable. Let the feet fall away from one another. Arms away from the body, palms facing up. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more times like that. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one, inhaling. Exhaling. Just allowing the breath to settle back into its natural rhythm. Just completely surrendering the weight of the body with each exhale. Acknowledging your effort to come onto your mat and practice. Just allow the whole body to soften, coming into rest. Please feel free to stay here for as long as you need to. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. I'll see you next time. Namaste.